Welcome back to
Chiefs
Chiefs
fans,
fans before,
we were cool.
where we finish each other's.
Sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sweet.
Uh,
Let's make a podcast together and then betray each other
ooh,
dramatically.
dramatically.
Mm. Uh, but yeah, we are winning. All we do is win, 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 no matter what.
Yeah,
I mean, beating the Chargers is good. That's a pretty good
yeah.
team.
The Chargers are
They've
not a bad
got
team. Solid defense.
very good defense. So I guess there's some value in that. Beating a division rival,
Hmm.
it's a big deal. So. And the Bills lost
And the Bills lost.
to the 49ers. Or
Hmm.
sorry, not the 49ers, the Rams. So that's
Yeah,
that works out for us pretty well too.
yeah. Now, even if the Steelers, they have three losses or they have four.
Steelers are I think it's just three.
I think so too. But all right. The Steelers have
Currently are
three
10
and
and
the Bills
3.
have three. So, even if we lose to the Steelers, we would have to lose another game before that would be
Yep.
important. And quite frankly, you know, with how hilariously the Chiefs have been winning in like improbable ways, even though like that was a very likely kick to make, that little doink, as I said, the
Oh
the
my
doink
word.
for the division.
I saw the
Just
doink and I was like over no. Oh, okay.
I think it triggered Bears fans. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
you can doink and still go in? I didn't know that was allowed.
Only the Chiefs fans, right? No ref
Right,
issue or conspiracy thing, so that's nice.
right.
Love that. So big
Yeah.
deal.
Honestly, I've been thinking about this week because I have a lot of friends that text me. They say, are the Chiefs good or are the Chiefs just lucky? And I realized that those are not mutually exclusive, right? In one sense, you have to be good enough to be in a position that being lucky helps. But the other thing I was reminded of this week is that, for all those Halo people out there, the
Hmm.
Master Chief was not necessarily the best Spartan, although he is awesome. He was just also he was lucky. That was when you're looking for the best of the best, that was one of the factors that they put into it. It's just like who seems to be lucky. And the Master Chief, three solid games back to back to back. So just saying.
Just saying, luck is on your side, Chiefs. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I don't know. I I I think there's a level where we can be kind of worried about some things, but I mean, we shut out the Chargers in the first half defensively, which was good.
Hmm.
I haven't checked the reports on Joshua Williams, but I think it's not a season ender, so that'll be nice
Yeah.
to have
Obviously,
back.
we got to get blocking better in our
Yeah,
line.
we'll see if Marquise Brown's comes in. That could be kind of
Hmm.
fun. I'm not sure that's going to be like a huge change in the offense, but maybe marginally better than people playing Justin Watson or whomever he's taking snaps from. Um, so yeah, I mean, look, we're Chiefs fans. We've been winning. Let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Doink or no doink.
Doink or no doink. And honestly, this wasn't so much of a lucky way to win as hilarious
Right.
because there's like, I mean, honestly, that kick really shouldn't have been that close to, but
Correct.
like,
Yeah, it's right there.
but it was just kind of like the cherry on top for people being like, oh, the Chiefs are so lucky. It's like
Dude,
this, you know,
hashtag blessed.
hashtag you're right. The Chiefs aren't lucky, they're blessed. Just like I saw this video once that argued that the Browns aren't bad, they're just under divine punishment, you know. So Maybe.
they're not wrong. I mean, signed Deshaun Watson, everything went down very far. It's not too much of a stretch. It went further than the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're a family friendly show, so they went to Browns heaven.
They just signed a deal with that one guy from the bad guy support group in Wreck-It Ralph, you know?
You know,
The
the
team.
glorious sorry. I was about to say, you have the porcelain throne and the glorious journey that the Browns go
Oh man.
through to their resting place.
Hmm.
Divine punishment. So, what player are you hoping will take a step forward?
Um, well, depending on I'm depending on injury stuff. Uh I think we really need Morris to take a step forward.
Oh yeah,
That's probably like the most important one. Um,
yeah.
but I have been encouraged by Worthy, just more involved with not just big shots downfield, just like other routes and just getting him more receptions. So that's one I want to continue to see. But obviously, like if I could have one player to be like play like 60% better overnight, I'd pick Morris.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the offensive line is the biggest deal for sure. He's Humphreys has missed both the practices. So we'll see about how he's going to feel Friday if it's limited or is a shot. But um, yeah, I think offensive line, left tackle would be good. Juwan Taylor maybe
yeah.
like that would be great because I think he has the most upside. If he takes a step forward, he could be really, really good.
Mhm.
But
Well, if he takes a step forward, he'll get less illegal formation
that's
penalties.
correct. That's correct. We have solved the problem. Call Andy Heck. Um, who do you think is going to win the Lions-Bills game?
Um, I think the Bills will win just for the simple reason that it feels hard for me to think the Bills get beat two in a row. And the Bills this point of the regular season I feel like are really always hard to beat, you know.
It is true.
I think the
Is it?
Lions might be a better team overall, but I feel like if you're going to go like who's going to get it done between the quarterbacks in that game, you have to feel like Josh Allen is a little bit better. But what are your thoughts?
Uh, is it at home? It's looks like it's at Detroit. I think I'm going to go Detroit if it's at Detroit.
All right. Well, there's only one way
Gotta
to
love the
settle this
dome.
then.
No,
Winner gets
watch the
Chris's
game.
house.
Come on, Lions. Those frisky Lions.
That's a bit, actually, here's an interesting question. Who
Yeah,
would win in a fight, an actual lion or an actual buffalo?
Lion.
If you think if it's one on one, you think a lion's going to win, or do you think if it's like a lion has a pack?
Hmm. I mean, Lions always go in packs, as do Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, pack of lions versus a pack of buffalo. That's a little bit more realistic if we're talking about football
Yeah.
because it's a team sport. So,
True. Now, if there's a guy on the buffalo, that changes everything.
that is true.
But
He might step on your foot, take your gun,
yeah.
and find a baby in the water.
Yeah. All right.
I love
Anyways,
I love making references to things that many people will not know.
yeah.
It's my favorite. Big
This
references.
is like
So
a pop culture podcast for like 10
pop
years ago.
culture. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure you could call
The
kind of a pop
YouTube
culture.
culture for 10
Pop,
years ago.
pop.
Pop, pop. You know they're laughing at you, right?
Well, I mean, if they're laughing at me, if as long as I'm laughing, then we're laughing together,
True.
right? They're laughing with me.
It's like I
So
was like, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing next to you.
we haven't got a lot of interceptions this year. Do you think we get one this week?
Oh yeah. I was like, I had to remember who we were playing against Jameis Winston, which I feel like one of Jameis Winston's best qualities is that he has a short-term memory.
Yeah.
He doesn't go out there and get discouraged. He's like, I just threw a pick, I'm gonna go gunsling. It's like I feel like this is obviously a little exaggeration. I feel like Jameis Winston could set a record for most touchdowns thrown in a game and most interceptions in the same game.
Yeah. Probably.
Like he could do both of
Yeah.
those.
He could do it.
So yeah, I feel like if I feel like we'll get an interception this week. What do you think?
I hope so. If we don't, we're in trouble because that means he had a really good week, probably.
Yeah.
Because Jameis will not take mediocre. It's not middle of the road. There's no oh, I don't know. There's no quitting him. He's gonna
Yeah.
sling it.
Hmm.
So that's what we hope so. You know, uh, maybe that's the secondary bet for Chris's house
Yeah.
is is do we get interception this week? So it's our parlay.
Maybe we should just start
So if the
betting
Lions
specific
win,
rooms. Like
the Lions win, and we get an interception. Cha-ching!
yes, yeah. So that's how he can keep his house. If there's no interceptions thrown, he gets to keep his house. But if
Oh, that's good. I like that. I
because
like
you
that.
bet on the Lions, I bet on the Bills.
So he's
So
betting on no
yeah,
interceptions.
so if the Lions
Why can't he
win,
bet on interception? It seems like he would.
okay, Chris, why don't you tell us in the comments if you're betting on Lions, Bills, and interception? And then
Interception or
if
no
you're right, you
interception?
get to keep your house.
And
If you're wrong and one of us is right, we get your house. And if you're wrong and neither of us are right, we'll donate it to a good cause.
absolutely. Uh, so yeah, those were some questions from the brother who wonders about stuff. Yeah, I hope we have a good game against the Browns. This is obviously the start of our gauntlet. So um, hopefully we win that game and we go to Pittsburgh and win that game.
Yeah.
Play the Broncos, win that game.
Or is it
Oh no, it's
before
the
Pittsburgh it's
Texans.
Texans, right?
Texans and then
So it's on
Pittsburgh.
a Sunday and then a Saturday, but it's a
And then
slightly shortened week
Wednesday.
and then
It's
a
like
Wednesday.
Christmas Day. Do you want to watch
But
Chiefs
is
and
that like
Steelers?
it's a Wednesday? Oh, so it's like yeah, it's like will basically be like a Sunday to Thursday then, I guess.
Yeah.
Which we just played like, didn't we play like 3 games in 11 days recently or something like that?
Um, you mean like last year?
Was it last year or is it
I
the
don't know if we had that this year.
let me see. I was so maybe it wasn't that bad, but it was like okay, so the oh yeah, it wasn't quite that bad, but we played like the let's see. Oh yeah, the 3 games in 12 days because we played on November 17th, we played the Bills, then on November 24th, the Panthers, and then the Friday, November 29th, we played the Raiders because we played 2 Sundays and a Friday,
Oh, okay.
but I guess 12 days is not as bad. But
You stack them in, man. You stack them in.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy, but we'll
mm,
see how it goes. I'm excited.
yeah,
Let's win some games. Hopefully nobody gets injured.
yeah.
But I do figure we'll probably lose one of those games. So If we come out 2-3, I think we're pretty happy. Doink or
Yep.
no doink.
Doing a no doink.
That's right.
Home stretch now.
Yeah,
And as you know,
yeah,
we know from previous years, obviously, like there are some concerns. Offensive line not looking good. The like on the exterior, I think they need to
yeah,
start just doing more, getting more help from the running back or a tight end or something. You know, but all that matters is you make the playoffs. Doesn't matter if
yeah.
you limp into the playoffs. If you're in the playoffs, you got a shot. And
There you
I
go.
will say the one thing I'm more confident about our team this year than previous years is I feel like we actually have a better power running game than we've had before. Like it feels less likely on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 that I'm like, we don't convert here.
Yeah, it's a big
So,
deal. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna give you, well, I don't know how many guesses I'll give you three guesses of who is still in technically playoff contention.
um,
See if you can get
is AFC you're talking about?
so NFC are the ones that are a little bit more
Okay.
surprising. But give me one in the AFC that might be surprising. They're still in
I
the
think
playoff.
technically the Bengals are still in contention, aren't they?
Correct. So the
Which
Bengals
is
are 3 to 5%. Would need a lot of help and need to keep going like crazy, but crazy things can happen. Somebody asked me for their hot take. I don't know why. Like this is totally emotional, not really that logical, but I think the Dolphins make the playoffs. Currently they're sitting at 11% chance. But I
yeah.
think the Dolphins pulled out, but I don't know. And one of the Broncos or the Chargers falters. Probably the Bron
Yeah.
probably the Broncos. I
Probably
don't
the
know.
Broncos. I will say I think the Chargers are a little bit I feel like the Chargers are a little bit better just in that, not I think Justin Herbert is having a pretty good year overall. Like,
Yeah. No,
um,
I'm saying the Chargers get in, the
yeah,
Broncos can
yeah.
falter.
But the one thing I will say that favors the Broncos is that they
Mm.
still have to play the Chiefs, but the Chiefs could potentially have nothing to play for at that point.
Mm.
And so that's a game that they could maybe hope to win. Um,
Yeah. Crazy
but
stuff. Okay. So go to the NFC. There's actually several teams that are kind of like really surprising. There was one that was like, what in the world?
trying to think. The Panthers are eliminated, right? Like are they still in?
You got it right.
Okay.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's
Just their division, I think, is so weak. They're
oh
three and
yeah.
10, but technically, Bryce Young's looking good. They
Yeah.
win out, and
I
everything else goes their way. Hypothetically, they could make the playoffs. It's not going to happen,
I
but
actually like don't know if I've ever said this about a 3-10 team, but it's like I actually think that they are in an upwards, but like even though they haven't really won
yeah,
recently, they've been in a lot of games. And I'm thinking like, okay, they might have something going for
yeah.
them. But
I just feel
I
like
do
teams like
think,
that tend to have that, like the Saints, or like they like it's like okay, there's upward, but they have a long way to go.
yeah, yeah. And I think this, okay, if I could change one thing about NFL like playoff rules or whatever, this is what it would be for me. It's like I think it's dumb that you could have a really weak division, and so a team could make the playoffs with less than a winning record or just like 500 even, and
Yeah,
they would get the home game over
yeah,
a
the home game
wild
over.
card team that had a
I
better
agree.
record.
I agree. I'm with you.
Yeah,
Like if you say one from every division, fine, but make them match the record. Like they don't
yeah,
get a home game for that. That's dumb.
yeah,
No, that's one of my big issues with the playoff picture too. That's why we do a podcast together, I guess.
yeah, yeah. And then I've got another big issue, but college football playoffs, and that's how the entire thing works. But that's a different story.
Really, you don't like the new system?
Well, I just don't like I feel like any sort of arbitrary selection because it's not nearly big enough. It
Yeah.
just makes that's what I'm talking about. But I
Well,
was
they have a
mostly just
bigger
making the
playoff
joke.
system now, right?
Okay. Yeah, how many
Yeah.
teams is it this year?
That's it. 12, something like that.
And the problem is, right, there are so many teams, but it's when you have to take into account. Okay, so I think about last year, right, where TCU
Mhm.
didn't make it because their quarterback got injured, and so they thought they're not as good of a team without him. I
Yep.
mean, they got destroyed, right, in their bowl.
Yep.
So it was 100% the right decision as far as which teams would be good. But it seems to me an undefeated team not making the playoffs because their quarterback was injured is way too arbitrary of a decision.
Yeah.
It's like if they earned it, they earned it, whether or not that's going to be a good game. But
Yeah. So,
but that's neither here nor there.
yeah, we got the 12. There's 12 now. So
Okay.
that's right there. What team on the bubble do you think is going to make it into the playoffs? Is there a bubble team that you think? Because I gave you the Dolphins. So it can be an NFC.
Yeah, let me just look one more
The AFC
time.
is a little bit like unless you're feeling the Colts, which is weird.
Yeah, that would be
So
odd.
people that are currently not in Rams, Falcons, Cardinals, 49ers. Those are the ones with a chance. Rams and Falcons have a pretty higher chance, although it kind of depends on the game that's going on right now.
Yeah. I say I just and maybe this is just because I like him, but like Falcons, I like Kirk Cousins
Oh,
is a bro.
Rams
Uh
just won.
so okay.
I think, well, actually, I don't know that. Never mind. Sorry, I can't say that.
Yeah, what I'm seeing on mine is the 49ers had the ball down by 6 at the 50 with 18 seconds, but
Oh, did they just get it? They're at the 50?
well, I'm just looking at the game cast like on ESPN. So, who
Yeah.
knows? Probably by the time you're watching this, you know. But anyway, I like the Falcons just because I think Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
is I think there's like it's one of those things, about like perceptions in the NFL. Like for a long time
Yep.
for Lamar, the perception was he was super injury prone.
Yeah.
It's like there's this perception that Kirk Cousins isn't very clutch, but actually like he can't win primetime games, but it's like actually like that's just not a very accurate perception at
He's
all.
played fine generally.
Yeah. So,
I do think his injuries have sapped some of his energy. Like his downfield throws have been pretty
yeah.
bad. But uh, yeah, Falcons could definitely make it. I hope so. I have a lot of Falcons on my fantasy team, but go Falcons. So we'll see.
Hmm.
The Niners had to have to score a touchdown, and I just want to see if this is true. Yep, Cooper Cup's gonna give me 0 points. Crazy.
How many times has that happened for you when he wasn't injured?
I don't think it's happened like for like they were on the broadcast. Like he's never not gotten a catch in the first
Hmm.
whatever. And I was even thinking about taking him out of my lineup. It doesn't matter. My brother's gonna destroy me, but that's okay.
Yeah. But maybe he'll wonder while he does it.
Maybe he'll wonder. Yeah, wow. Not the best plays right there. Not the best plays. Oh well. Sack for a yard. All right, that looks like it's the end.
All right.
Oh, there. Okay.
I will say, based on just, you know, very recent experience alone, and it's a little bit cheating after this, I still think it'd be fun to see the Falcons. I will say the Rams are doing what they need to do to
yeah.
to like be in a position for
Mm,
success, right?
yeah.
I guess they're technically in right now with that win. I guess they're in the playoff. Is it wait 7 or 8 teams now? 7.
7 teams.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're one away. They're just outside, but I mean, I would say this is that the Rams. If you look at the start of their season, you probably looked at these last 2 weeks and you thought and said, "Ooh, that's going to be real tough for them."
hmm
Now,
and they
obviously, the
won.
49ers are not having a great year because of
Right.
injuries, but beating the Bills was huge to putting them in a position to make the playoffs.
Yep.
So,
Take care of business, man. Well, I'll look forward to talking to you about Cleveland
hmm,
and doink or no doink, another
doink or
victory.
no doink.
You know, maybe Jameis can go doink, give us an interception so Chris can keep his house.
Would it count as an interception if he bounced it off the goalpost first and then it was caught by a defender? Is it
I
still
hope
act?
so.
That
I
would
hope
be
so.
let's see.
Let's go for a doink interception.
I like it.
Like it. All
All
right.
right. See you next time.
See you next time.